crisp, cold morning here on Achill Island, but what a scenic start for round one of the Triton Showers National Rally Championship. We've a stellar lineup of competitors all ready to do battle, but with 4 former national champions in the mix, this is the hottest ticket in town.
The opening round of the National Championship was an enticing affair, with top quality competitors set to tackle some spectacular stages on Ireland's only offshore rally. There were lots of activities and entertainment put on for the rally weekend, including the ceremonial start on Saturday evening, which saw the Achill Island Pipe Band lead a selection of cars over the Achill Sound Bridge for the official start outside rally headquarters at Oston Ilon Acla. Seated number 1 was last year's winner, Joe McGonigal. The Donegal driver had changed his Skoda Fabia R5 to a Mini WRC for a full tilt at the National Series.
The only car in the top 10, I think it's been here before, so hopefully that'll help us tomorrow.
Also switching from R5 to WRC power was Josh Moffat. Could he emulate the success of his older brother Sam in the car that brought him the national title in 2017?
I haven't drove this car in nearly 2 years now on tarmac, so we didn't get much of a test either, so it's going to be a steep learning curve.
Let's take a look at the rally route now, which takes in some breathtaking scenery along Ireland's wild Atlantic Way. The short 5-kilometre Solya test kicks off the loop of 3 stages, each done 3 times, followed by the 15-kilometre Atlantic Drive stage, with the Valley test at 16 kilometres, the longest of the 3. The previous night's rain gave way to a promising sunrise at Parc Fermé, where Olive caught up with some familiar faces on new terrain.
Huge competition.
A lot of competition, yes, the more the better. It's a good start of the year to see them all out. So really looking forward to it.
Donagh, you're another man who has yet to take on the stages of Achill Island.
Yeah, impressed with the stages. They're challenging. Stage 2 is beautiful. Can't wait to get at it. Stage 3 is tricky, but it's going to be some race today. It's everybody's formidable, so looking forward to it.
Triton Showers, it's taking on its 4th year as the sponsor. Fantastic.
Yeah, look, we're delighted, especially now, here you go, we're in Achill for the first time. Great for brand awareness. So, we're delighted to be involved for another year and, see how it goes.
Triton Showers teammate Niall Maguire was also contesting the championship. He's won 3 times previously. And along with all vehicles in the championship this season, his Subaru will be sporting a tribute to the late great rally commentator Dougie Hughes. The record-breaking voice of Irish motorsport, who received an FIA Volunteer Award in 2017, sadly passed away earlier this year. For decades, Dougie was an extremely popular and knowledgeable presence in the championship, and will be sorely missed by all who knew him. Donegal's Declan Boyle. Champion in 2013 and 2014 with his cousin Brian on the notes, Declan had James O'Reilly navigating in the Fiesta WRC, and the pair were quickest on the opening 3 tests to open up a 16-second lead after stage 3.
And 1 right absolute, kink. 5 right over the bridge, and 3 left, stop and go. And then stop dead, shiny hairpin left around the bales. 60, 5 left, no distance. 3 left, tightens absolute, and 4 right, don't cut and carry. 60.
3, 2, 1, go. 4 left.
Second to Boyle after the opening loop, Josh Moffat hadn't driven his similar spec Fiesta WRC on tarmac for 2 years, so was pleased with his morning's work, although he was eager to raise the suspension after some heavy landings on the bumpy stages.
5 right plus 100, 150, 5 right plus 150. 5 left, only 40 to a chicane right in 3 bells. Watch chicane now. 3 bells. 80. Stay middle over crest 184. To a 5 left, cross over small crest 120.
Desi Henry's first event in the new Fiesta R5 was proving a challenge. With less power and less top speed on the straight sections compared with the WRC machinery, the former forestry champion was doing well to hold third after the opening loop, his plight not helped by some crossing sheep on stage 2.
Left 5 right, 100, then 5 left into 6 right, 80, slowing 6 left over crest, stop only part chicane right in 3, only part chicane right in 4 parts.
Joe McGonigal admitted to getting the setup of his Mini wrong for the opening loop and had some minor incidents across the morning stages. He was 4th overall, just 5.9 seconds off Henry.
80, good braking, slot 7 right and slippy. 7 right, slippy. 100. Oh, no.
2016 champions Roy White and James O'Brien won their title without winning a rally outright. So when they took their maiden victory at last month's non-championship Burr Stages rally, confidence was high coming into Mayo. Sadly, the event was short-lived as they slipped off the road at the end of stage 1. Another of the 4 previous national champions in the rally, Donna Kelly, had been holding second place in his 2015 title-winning Ford Focus WRC, but a puncture on stage 3 saw the Donegal man drop to 47th overall.
Mid over small crest in the long 2 left past the houses in the 3 right through bad dip, and mid over crest jump, and mid over big jump, 180 up mid over jumps and dips, mid over crest, the white shed, 2 right minus, keep in 40, long 5 left, small tightens at the pole, nail outside.
The final former champion in the mix was triple winner Niall Maguire. The Monaghan driver was really enjoying his first visit to Achill and was 5th overall in the Aprezza S12B.
43 left, 60 hairpin left right. 80 hairpin right. And 3 left. Into 2 right, 60. 6 left, double tightens around. 6 left. 400. Lovely.
Not competing as much as he used to, Kevin Barrett couldn't resist a run out in Achill. The former Mayo Stages winner not helped by a loose pipe on the undercarriage of his S14 on stage 3.
Three left, you 1 right, 860, on 6 left, here, 300. Double 9, left over crest, 80.
Kevin's son Paul was debuting his new Group N Mitsubishi Evo 10 in Mayo, and it was quite a handful compared to his previous Subaru M14.
And crest okay, 60, and 3 right minus over crest in, continues and opens past junction 100, and crest into 2 left minus over bump 80, and crest okay, and right 120.
Mark Boyle and Charles Gallagher were 1 place ahead to hold second in Group N in their earlier model Evo 9. Former Group N champions Aidan Ray and Kieran McGrath were leading the class by over a minute and a half and held 6th overall in the Evo 10.
And the 1 right over crest, 40, and the 3 left, don't cut. And the 3 left, and 3 left, opens on the 1 left over crest, 80 down, and the 2 right over the gravel.
Having taken a year out from rallying, Chris Armstrong was back in a souped-up version of his 2.5-litre Escort, and the young Cavan driver has lost none of his pace as he led the 2-wheel drive section and held 7th overall after the opening loop. Late entry to the seeding, Brendan Comiskey was getting used to his Fiesta R5 and was 8th overall for the moment. Less than half a second back was the Darien T90 of Donegal's Stuart Darcy. The former Young Rally Driver of the Year was getting used to the ex-Ian Barrett Darien, which was quite a hit with the spectators. Along with his national and border titles, Mickey Conlon is a former forestry champion, and some of the gravelly sections were no trouble to him as he led the 2 litre Class 13 battle and held 10th overall. Having narrowly missed out on the junior title last year, Johnny Traynor was back to contest the division again this year. After 3 stages, the Monaghan ace had opened up a 6-second lead in his Honda Civic.
Wee bump, bunny hop, 100, good braking for turn, tidy 5 right downhill, run 5 right downhill here. 350, you're 3 up. 350 down, double caution, must stop for crest and sign, wipe out. Mucky 4 right, narrows, tidy, comes quick, in and go. Watch it, Johnny.
Second to Traynor was the Toyota Starlet of Jason Black. The Armagh driver showed great pace last year and would surely be one to watch in 2018.
60 down to the hairpin right. And crest, 4 left down. And 1 left, 60, care, double caution. Care 2 right in over crest, only 60 to 5 left.
Making their championship debut in the high-jumping Citroen C2 was fellow Armagh crew Johnny Armstrong and Philly Mitchell in third. But back at the head of the field, it was Declan Boyle leading by just over 16 seconds, with Josh Moffat, Desi Henry, Joe McGonigal and Niall Maguire making up the chasing pack.
We are enjoying the beautiful scenery here that only Achill Island has to offer for round 1 of the Triton Showers National Rally Championship. The competitors, they don't have as much time to take in these beautiful scenes. There's lots more action to come after the break.
Welcome back to beautiful Achill Island for part 2 of the Mayo Stages Rally, round 1 of the Triton Showers National Rally Championship, and also the opening round of the Sligo Pallets Border Series. The second running of the loop of 3 stages saw Declan Boyle maintain his lead, which stood at 21 seconds by the end of stage 6.
And 1 left absolute over crest, 100. 1 left absolute again, and absolute 1 left through the dip and bridge, and 2 crest absolute stay mid, 150 to the bridge, stop dead for the chicane. Stay middle over crest absolute, 3 right.
Josh Moffat was definitely getting closer to Boyle's pace and was quickest by 0.1 of a second on stage 6, but it would be a tall order to reel him in across the final 3 tests.
1 right minus, tidy. Minus and the 1 right now, tidy. 100. Stay middle on crest jump 4. 120. 2 turn square left. 40. Turn square left, the ball now. 40. 4 left with 150.
44 seconds further back, it was an even harder ask for Desi Henry to stay in touch with the WRC machinery in his R5 Fiesta. And indeed, he would be looking over his shoulder now as he strove to hold on to 3rd overall.
40, turn 1 right plus drive. 60, 3 left plus opens long. 60, 5 right in over crest, slowing 40, 3 left minus. It's slowing over the 40 after, 3 left minus small mode.
Obviously the top end's really killing us with the such fast stages. We're on the limit or half the stage, but really enjoying it, starting to get used to the car more, and no, we're happy enough.
16 seconds in arrears, Joe McGonigal was still getting used to his new Mini WRC, and although he was within touching distance of a podium position, he didn't want to push too hard at this early stage in the season.
2 left in 20, then 1 left 30, flat crest, 200. Up the flat crest, 60 then through the crossroads, 80 from the school side, cross 7 right round the wheel.
She's so much better.
Yeah, 100, 2 left, 50 over small gravel, 9 right, 5 east.
There was no change in the rest of the top 10 positions, with Niall Maguire holding fast in 5th place. Aidan Ray was 6th overall and held a commanding lead in Group M. Chris Armstrong led the two-wheel drive section in his Escort, his closest class rival being Stuart Darcy, who was 6.9 seconds behind with 3 stages to go.
Chris, it is absolutely great fun for us to see you out there. You're flying it.
Oh, we're delighted to be back now. We're on the pace I didn't expect to be, really. Pushing hard, to be honest. Stuart Darcy's flying. I see he took 4 or 5 out of us the last stage, so if we could try and maintain position, we'd be happy enough.
The junior contest ran from stages 1 to 6, and there was drama on stage 5 when class leader Johnny Traynor flipped the wheel and broke his drive shaft as he tried to pass a stalled car near the stage finish. A disappointing end to another strong showing from Johnny. David Kelly and Kenny Bustard finished 3rd in class in their Peugeot 205. Johnny Armstrong and Philly Mitchell took the runner-up spot in their Citroen C2. Jason Black and Jack McKenna got their championship off to a great start by taking the junior win at the opening round in Mayo.
Jason, you're home with maximum points in the juniors category. You must be absolutely delighted with that.
Yeah, over the moon. So very tough competition all day, so glad to get to the finish.
Andrew Casey and Ronan McInerney took maximum points in Class 1 with 2nd place in Mayo. As class winners on the day, Stephen Gallagher and Mark Tahany were not registered for the championship. Ronan Denning and Carl Egan took Class 2 honours in their Citroen C2. John Duffy and John Egan won Class 3 in their Honda Integra. Although unhappy with their pace, Paul Barrett and Declan Tumblety scored some valuable championship points with 3rd in Class 4. 2nd in class was the Mitsubishi Evo 9 of Donegal crew Mark Boyle and Charles Gallagher. But taking a dominant win and finishing 6th overall was Tyrone crew Aidan Ray and Ciaran McGrath in the Evo 10.
We enjoyed every stage, like it was really good. They suited the car very well. Everything worked well together, you know what I mean? We were glad to be finished.
Brendan Comiskey and Stephen McCauley took the Class 5 trophy and finished 8th overall in the Fiesta R5. Roy White and James O'Brien returned under Rally 2 rules after their opening stage off and finished 4th in Class 7. 3rd in class were Kevin Barrett and Sean Mullally, who finished 11th overall in the Subaru. Having dropped to 47th overall on stage 3, Donna Kelly and Connor Foley made a very commendable comeback to finish 2nd in class and 10th overall. But taking the Class 7 trophy in 5th overall were Niall Maguire and Enda Sherry from Monaghan. Mark O'Finnegan and Brian McLaughlin won Class 9 in their Suzuki Swift. Eamon McLaughlin and Stephen Boyle were victors in Class 11. Eamon Kelly, son of Donna, took 5th in Class 11F on his debut drive in the championship. Taking the Class 11F honours were more Donegal men, Lee McLaughlin and Emmett Kelly. Former Class 11R champions Seamus Conley and Gary McCrudden had led the class until the penultimate stage when they were forced to retire their Toyota Corolla.
200 over jumps. Into the 2 right in up here, only 60 to a late 4 left, in past the house, late 4 left, in past the house.
Paul Carron and Sean Brunton took over the lead in their similar machine and brought it home to victory.
Hairpin right. Be tidy on this, be very tidy, and be tidy in the next 4 left. Be tidy in the next 4 left, you hear me? I said be tidy.
There was a terrific tussle for Class 12 honours between two Armstrongs, William and Brian, with William having to settle for the runner-up spot just 5 seconds behind Brian, who finished 18th overall. Daniel Conahan took second place in the Class 13 battle, with Terence McGee navigating in the Mark II Escort. But taking the Class 13 win in the 2-litre Escort were Mickey Conlon and Kieran McPhillips, who finished 12th overall. In the hotly contested Class 14 battle between the rear-wheel drive 2.5-litre machines, David Condell took 5th place and finished 17th overall. Having borrowed Shane Cullen's Mark II at the last minute, Damien Toner did well to finish 4th in class and 16th overall. After an early mishap, Adrian Hetherington brought his damaged Escort home 3rd in class and 14th overall. Leading the 2-wheel drive section by 1.5 seconds going into the final stage, Chris Armstrong must have been surprised to end up settling for 2nd place by over 6 seconds. He finished 9th overall with navigator Chris Melly. But taking a dramatic last stage victory were Stuart Darcy and Keith McCarthy, who wrung every ounce out of the Darion to win the 2-wheel drive race and finish 7th overall.
I didn't think that we would get anywhere. We took a lot of chances, but we had to slow down because the exhaust had broke off the car, and we got it back up on tour and that there. But listen, we got over the line. It was great. It was a great battle. It was worth pushing for the last stage now, but great to get home.
Back to the 4-wheel drive classes now, and top of Class 15 were Pat and Jonathan Kelly from Galway. Last year's Class 20 champions, Lee Hastings and Alistair Wiley, took 3rd in class at the opening round of the year. 2nd in class and 13th overall went to Sligo crew David Leonard and Niall Burns. But taking the Class 20 win and 4th overall were Joe McGonigal and Kieran Geeney in the Mini WRC. 3rd overall was a fine result among the WRC machinery for Desi Henry and Liam Moynihan in the R5 Fiesta. Josh Moffat could be very pleased with his first tarmac drive of the Fiesta WRC for 2 years, as he took the runner-up spot with Keith Moriarty on the notes. But leading from start to finish were Declan Boyle and James O'Reilly, who revelled in the fine conditions to take the overall win by 37 seconds flat.
Declan, home in first place. What a start to the championship.
Absolutely brilliant start. It's great to win the rally. Class stages, a bit bumpy, but you know, with the bone dry conditions, unreal stages, absolutely mighty stages. I really enjoyed the day. Fast flowing, you know, wild, bumpy and exciting all the time. Waiting for something to happen all the time. But when you get away with it, it's great feeling.
So as Declan and James celebrate outside headquarters at Ostod Elanakla, let's take a look at the final results now. And that win, which includes a bonus point for quickest time on the final stage, sees Declan and James set out their stall at the opening round of the championship.
Achill Island brought luck to Declan Boyle. He led all day long, right from the start, and after a convincing drive, he puts maximum points on the championship leaderboard. Join us next time when we head to the Circuit of Kerry. We'll see you then.